What's up, everyone? It's still a little bit dark out, so I was just turning on my light. I pray all y'all had a good Thanksgiving, and hopefully you got to spend it with someone you care about. Me, I went into the mountains away from phone service. I didn't have any internet or anything. Just out there with nature for Thanksgiving. And thankful I was able to do that, for sure. I really needed to get out of town, so I'm glad I was able to do that. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go try to find some gas today and go to this spot that some locals say you can possibly find some gold. So I'm gonna do that and just pray. And just pray. That's what I'm down to. So I'm really, really praying that I find some gold today. Our more original currency. What currency was supposed to be backed by. And yeah, gold and land are like the most valuable physical things that you could, materialistic things that you could have. I just want my land. I've already paid $8,000 on it out of 15,000. So yeah, I've paid eight out of 15,000 on my land, and I'm like a day away from my loan going into default because I cannot find a job to literally save my life. So I've tried and tried and tried. I have so many applications in. I just had an interview the other day. I'm trying everything I can to save my property. It's 2.5 acres, kind of in the mountains. Got a lot of trees and big rocks on it. It's a super beautiful property. And yeah, so I'm just praying I can figure out how to save it. Otherwise, I lose the $8,000 I have been paying on it. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up? Yo? I'm just praying, after this Thanksgiving that we had, which was nice. I went out into the mountains, away from phone service, away from town and noise, and it was nice. It was nice for sure. I really needed that, and my dog did too. So we went and did that for Thanksgiving, and hopefully y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Pray that y'all had somebody around for your Thanksgiving, or just that you had just a very thankful time, to be alive, even though this world cannot be very pretty at times right now. But we just keep pushing through. We're just trying to survive this, and they want us to lose everything. They said we will have nothing and be happy. All right, whatever. let's the only other option is we stand together and we stand up to it, but that's very wishful thinking. I've been talking about this for 10 years now. We sure haven't done that. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to get some gas today. Hopefully somebody can send me some gas money so I can get out to this local place out here that I've been told locals find quite a bit of gold. So I'm going to try to go look for gold as soon as I can find the gas, because that is my last hope on saving my 2.5 acres of land that I've already paid $8,000 on. I just need to. Well, right now I'm 2 months behind, and as soon as it gets 2 months, 7 days, I'm like 2 months, 4 days behind or something like that right now. So yeah, I'm just a couple days away from losing my land. So I'm just praying that I find some gold, because I don't have $300 to save my land. I need like $360 to save my land. Right now, my payment due is $714. And I've put in applications and tried and tried and tried until I could be blue in the face, just trying to explain to people how much I've really tried. And when you're out here displaced, living in an RV, um, because even if I had a basic job, it's just me, I would be basically pretty much in the same situation I'm in now. If I had a job and if I rented an apartment as just a single income, life would still be very difficult. So, um, one point I want to make is, it does. I have been out here for some years now, and it was good to get out of the renting situation before it came to all this, before people are literally being evicted, losing their place. I chose it instead of it forced me. I chose that years ago. I already seen all this coming. My sources of information were very correct. They predicted all of this. And so I had already seen it coming. And so 7 years ago, I decided I was done renting, period. And so, yeah, I finally had been making payments on this land out here the last couple years. And so just trying to, do it the old school way, the old settlers, trying to pretty much be like that by just getting raw land, no power, no water, no nothing, and just slowly over time, doing something with it. That was really my goal. But right now, at least for millions of us out here, it seems that the American dream has died off. And it's sad, but I already seen it coming again. So I'm just thankful that I chose this life years ago versus being someone who had no idea about this life and then all of a sudden being forced out into it. I just decided to just get ahead of the curve, and as many others have done, many others, I'm not even close to alone in America, for, nomads, off-grid living, all that type of stuff. And the truth is, we're made to be out there with nature. That's really what connects us to the one infinite creator. This we can really connect to a greater degree when we're out there with nature versus being in the rat race of a town or a city. I grew up in the city, and yeah, say please, wait, what's that say? Alamardum? I don't know. Alamardum? That's a weird, I don't know how to really say that, but yeah, what's everybody doing? Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? Hopefully, I'm hoping. Me and my dog, we had an okay one. I mean, I tried to not stress about losing my land, but it was still definitely on my mind. I've been paying on it for about 2 years now. $8,000 I've already paid. That's over halfway paid off. But times have became so crazy that I don't know. I can't even find gas and dog food right now. So I'm pretty much just already counting my loss on the land and $8,000 because I can't even find gas and dog food. So I don't know how. I don't know how, if I can't even find gas and dog food, how I'm supposed to save my land. Man, these times is stressful. But get through it one way or another. This land is very important to me. Very important to me. Yeah. It's the only material thing that I really am like, fuck, I can't lose that one material thing. Everything else I can, is what it is. But when it comes to actual soil beneath our feet, that's like so important. I don't really think there's anything more materialistically valuable than land. Like real raw land with hardly any, no HOA, hardly any enforcement, as far as I could live out there in my RV if I wanted. Um, so yeah, land like that is very important, and it's becoming almost impossible to find, as anyone who has looked into trying to do this has probably found out, or that they thought they could get away with it for a while, and then here recently they are being told they can't even live on their own land. So, because all they can afford right now is a camper or an RV, and that's most people. That's besides the rich. Anyone who's not rich. That's yeah, been an option people have been trying to get into, being out on your own property. A lot lower bills and stuff, but yeah, I have struggled lately to try to find a job. Like, I've been to so many different job interviews and put in so many applications. I've been working since I was 13. I have all kinds of skills. I'm a mechanic, I'm a tire tech, I'm a roofer, I'm this and that and that and that. So it's there's no reason that I shouldn't be able to find a job. I have more than enough skills, but something's going on. Something's going on, and I keep talking about it because I've met many other people out here in Oregon who are going through the same thing, trying to find work, and it's stupid. So whatever, it's a situation I cannot control. So therefore I need to just stop. And it's hard. It's addictive, I mean, that's the way that they designed this system and what they made us think was important. And I know better. I know better. So yeah, it's just letting everything go. And it's not easy letting everything go, that's for sure. I don't want to bow down to this system, but at the same time, if I'm feeding the system, then I'm doing the same thing. So it's like you're damned if you do, and you're really damned if you don't. So, you know, choose what's important to you, I guess, is what I'm trying to come out with this, because, to me, connecting with a one infinite creator is what's important to me, and making sure humanity chooses the right timeline for this ascension event coming up that has to do with the sun, that many, many, many ancient prophecies have all predicted the same thing about the sun. This is passed down information from higher beings. And so, yeah, we the focus is to try to walk with the Lord, and not let the system determine who we are, because that system is bunk and it's crumbling. It's crumbling. That's why so many people, you can look right now. I guarantee you'll find, if you look, you'll find at least 100 videos, at least, and there's probably a lot more. I'm just giving a small example. You're going to find at least 100 videos on YouTube right now in America of people saying the same type of stuff. Man, I have all these applications in, I have skills, da 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 da. I can't find a job. It's all over. Go look. If don't take my word for it. I always encourage everyone to do their own homework. Do your own homework. I'm just dropping what I know. And so, yeah, but it's out there. And so, yeah, this is what a lot of us are dealing with right now. And there's so much disinformation, and certain states are a little different. Certain states you can still get work pretty easily. But if you're in a state where you can't, how are you going to get to a state where you can if you ain't got no money? I mean, I could hitchhike, but then I'd lose my home. This is my home that I'm in right now. So, and it's mobile. It's got tires. So I can relocate, but it's coming up with the money to do so. And when you're in a state that doesn't want to hire you, now it's like, okay, how do I get out of here? I'm like stuck. So that's what I'm dealing with, and losing my land in the process. So I'm just like going through a lot right now. If I can't come up with like $300 in the next couple days, I'm losing my land and the $8,000 that I paid on it. Literally just over halfway done paying off my land, and now I gotta kiss it goodbye. Unless I can figure out somebody to help me. And unless I need somebody to help me so I can get out to where people find gold out here. And if I can get out there, I'm going to search and search and search until I find some. because that's my only hope. Try to save my property. I cannot lose this 2.5 acres that is one of the last places in America that you can RV on your land and get away with it. It's like the most valuable thing money could literally buy for somebody who's not rich. If you're rich and you can afford to do whatever, then, that's not for you. But if you're poor, this war, the rich versus the poor, is such bullshit, man. Well, why? How did society get to this point where they got so brainwashed that they think that money is who you are? It blows my mind. Blows my mind. No, real wealth is knowledge. Real wealth is intelligence. That's real. I mean, come on, folks. Everybody knows the root of all evil is money. So why do we still chase it? Why do people out there commit so many, not just crimes, but crimes against humanity in order to get the money? It's like, wow, y'all let it control you that much where you'd rather, you don't even care about the next person at all. That's sad. It's a sad way of living. And so I hope that these videos can help anyone, because I have been there before too. I've said, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm going to get it any mean necessary. I've been there before years ago. And the knowledge that I ended up running into really changed my life. And if it wasn't for that, I'd probably still be out there. So, but I mean, now I'm to the point where like I'm not out there just chasing it all day long. I have other stuff to do. I have videos to create for y'all. I can't just be out there robbing people and stealing shit or holding a sign man, that takes all your energy. And so yeah, I'm just like if you were working, there goes all your energy completely. Now you have nothing left. Now you're trapped in an apartment you don't like. Probably can't make noise like you want to make. You're literally a slave at that point. It's just they glorify it with giving you a couple dollars. And it's sad. It's sad. And I was raised, I was personally raised up good, what society thought was good. I was raised by Christians. I was raised by people who knew how to work, people who taught me how to work at a very young age. Yeah, I was one of as a child, I was brainwashed into this system, but 7 years ago, seen really what was going on. And ever since then, I have not rented. If I don't own it, I don't want it. The only thing I have done is make payments on a loan. I got a loan for my land, so it's kind of like renting, but it's not, because when you're done paying it off, you can keep it. And if you can't pay it off, then I guess it's more like renting, because now you're fucked. And that's the situation I'm in. I've paid, $8,000, and I only owe $7,000 left. Literally halfway there, and I can't find any work or any help. So I just gotta let it go. Just gotta let it go. Nobody's gonna help me out of this. People will send thousands of dollars to a celebrity figure on YouTube. They'll send thousands of dollars to those people, but anyone who's poor and struggling, good luck. So I just gotta let it go. And it's tough because I have no home without that land. That land was my home. Now I have no home. Now I'm in an RV, bouncing around city to city, town to town, mountain to mountain with my dog. That's what we're doing, which that's okay. But when it's all said and done, I would like to have a place to at least once a year go back and take a load off and regroup myself and just be out there with nature. That was my whole purpose of wanting that property. So I could just go out there at any time with an RV, camper, whatever, and go just be. So that was my main focus. But yeah, cannot even find a job right now. So yeah, what's up? Yo, what's up, Tyz? Are you still on here? Man, did any of y'all have a good Thanksgiving? I I had an okay one. You know, and for me, all holidays are kind of, man, when you ain't really got family like that, they're kind of sad times in a way. I don't know if you can probably relate to that, but times have sure changed since when we were younger and family was actually family still, and that disintegrated years ago. Years ago. Yeah, I was about 16 years old when family, what we thought of as family and stuff, just disintegrated. They just didn't. You made one little mistake, and oh, you're a bad person, and da 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 da, and it was just for smoking some damn leaf. Leave me alone, god damn it. Like, that's what I did wrong, really. I self-medicated, and so I was made out to be a bad person. So yeah, this is what I speak of when I speak of family. It's some bullshit. It's all some bullshit, but also being someone not of this world, we were incarnated here. That's like not, a lot of us struggle with family. So I'm just gonna leave it at that as far as that goes, because I've put in more than enough effort to try and bring back this family, but gotta have some coffee. It's just getting light outside, so as we get closer to the Rippling event, we will begin experiencing increased spiritual warfare and end times madness. Entities will become more active and visible. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, because they know they're about to lose all the power that they've had for all these years. All of this whole construction of this New World Order plan, all this shit that they've been trying to do is all coming to an end. It's crumbling. They're being arrested. And if they're not being arrested, if they won't give themselves up that way, they're being taken out. And that's just the reality of what's going on right now. This system no longer holds the same control that it once did. And we really got to stand up together and say enough is enough, and then it could just end, and we could just move on to greater things. Isn't anyone else excited about what all the ancients talked about as the Great Awakening? That's what we're going through right now. And this is the dark night of the soul that we're going through right now, the transition between the old world and the new world. So I say this all the time because we really got to be aware that it's really up to us to put an end to this now. What are we waiting for? all we got to do is get enough people to come together peacefully and say enough is enough, period. Why are we wasting time with all these crazy riots and just stupid shit, man? People, they want to fight with, they want to resist with violence and with trying to, trying to fight back. And that's just, we can't, man, that's what they want us to do. That's what they want us to do. So then they can lock us up and then they can send us away. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to lose control. But we got to be wiser than that. We don't have to lose control. All we have to do is form unity. That's it. Get enough people on board that realize we've been lied to and we've been taken advantage of. That's the main thing. We've been taken extreme advantage of. They have used our co-creativeness against ourselves. And it's sad. But once we wake up, everyone's going to be way too wise for these old attacks. That shit's not going to work anymore. We're going to finally, this is the Great Awakening. This is when we take back what's rightfully ours. And it starts up here and it starts in here. And then hopefully we can find some unity and then game over. Game over. That's what I'm aiming for right now is game over. We're tired of playing this game, aren't we? You're not even alive unless you know we're in a game. You're half asleep or something if you don't realize we're in a game. This is a game. So many other people say this too that have actually woke up to this idea. And it's not just an idea. We are in a game right now. So anyways, it's just now getting light outside and yeah, it's just now getting light. So getting ready to go try to find some gas. Because if I can find some gas, I'm going to go to a local place out here in the mountains, not far from town, not far from this tiny little town I'm in. And I'm going to go try to find some gold. Since the price of gold is so high, if I can find enough gold to make my land payment, that would be amazing. So that's really what I'm going to go try to do today is I'm literally, and it's just now getting light out. So I got to go here shortly and go try to make some money to get some gas. Hopefully some dog food, man. God. And yeah, we're going to go off into these mountains and try to find some gold today because I have no other options. No one will put me to work. Nobody's helping, so I got to go figure this out. I just want to be able to keep my land. That's really the only material thing that I care about is land. It's a place to go when all else fails. If you have land, at least you have something. In today's world, if you don't have land and you lose everything else, then what do you have? Absolutely nothing. So I can't stress enough the importance of land. It doesn't matter how big, how small, just land, just somewhere that you can actually go if times get really rough. And I'd be out there right now if I wasn't trying to have to pay for it. Hey, how's it going? And how was your Thanksgiving? And I'm just getting ready for the eventful day of trying to save my land. I'm gonna go try to find some gold because I don't really know what else to do. There's at this point, I only got a couple days left to save my land. So at this point, I can't think of a greater option than to try to go find some gold, because if I could find like an ounce of gold, that'd be nice. I got to do something to try to save this land. I can't lose this land. I've paid $8,000 on it. And when you're homeless and in poverty, $8,000 is a big deal. It's a big deal. If I can keep the land, even if I was to sell it, even if I didn't really make any money on it, even if I just broke even, that's a lot of money. $15,000 is a lot of money to somebody that lives displaced in an RV. That's a lot of money. So even $8,000 that I've paid, that's a lot of money. I mean, if I had $8,000 right now, oh my God. So yeah, it's a big deal for me. I love your videos. Keep going. I live in England. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. Jack had to work, so we're going to celebrate this weekend. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, I kind of like celebrating things not on the exact day. If I like, I don't know if that really makes sense, but yeah, like, because I don't know. I just don't really, holidays don't really mean the same thing as they used to mean to me. And have you talked with the place you got the loan from about refinancing it? I don't think that they do that. Because it's not a loan through a bank. It's a loan through GeekPay. And so I don't know if that's going to be an option. I could try to find out. Gold is the most precious metal on Earth and has played a leading role in the drama of human history. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what? Yeah, to back up, why do we even take a metal out of the earth and turn it into currency? What the like, bro, we was brain dead from the beginning. We was brain dead from the beginning, bro. You're like, oh, hey, look at this little pretty little thing right here. If you hold this, you have power. If you don't have it, you don't get to live normal. Like, bro, what? Yeah. It played a leading role in the drama of human history. It sure has. Because now they just print the shit and it's not even backed by gold anymore. They just print it. It's not even real. Money is not even real anymore. It's the metal of the sun. Yeah, we had a mortgage. Well, Jack had a mortgage when we got together, and we refinanced it and got some cash and to start the loan over, basically, and it helped a lot. Yeah. Yeah, and was that for like a house? Or was that for land? Probably a house mortgage. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Land's a little bit different, unless you go through a bank. But I didn't go through a bank because I wasn't sure which ones were going to still be around or not, as there were lots of talk back then about banks shutting down and stuff, and so I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't go through a bank, and I don't even have a bank account. I just use Chime and stuff. Um, yeah, I did at one point, but then yeah, I don't know. I seen this nightmare coming years ago, which is ultimately what led me into first getting out into the situation of being homeless because yeah, when I was working and renting an apartment, when I was working full time renting an apartment, I was definitely miserable. Like I didn't have any happiness left in me when it was all said and done. Um, I was also thinking maybe you could get a title loan, pay your land, and then have the cash to get gas and look for jobs. Yeah, that was for a house we bought. The land that we have from his mother. Oh, nice. So you have a property on land you guys actually own. That's dope. Is that what you're getting at? That's the way to go. Um, because yeah, otherwise, if you just buy a house in town, you don't actually own the land underneath it, and that's like what my grandma deals with. Yeah, she has a house, but she doesn't own the land underneath it, and property taxes are through the roof right now. She can like barely afford property taxes on her house in Montana. Sad. She was a school teacher, worked for she just retired recently, and yeah, there's no reason she should even be struggling. All them years of teaching them kids, and then yeah, it's nice to it's really reassuring to see that yeah, what she's going through now that she's retired. Yeah, what the fuck? How do you, man? You work your whole life expecting to have a good retirement, and then realize it was all a lie. Like, I mean, the price of everything just keeps going up, but what she gets doesn't. So it's just the same as still working, where most man. And if I wish I could get to a good state, that's really it's boiling down to right now, as far as just trying to survive and pay this land off and stuff. It's like certain states are still how it was as far as trying to get a job. States like I'm in are not like that at all anymore, and it's really difficult. And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people talking about it in these states. So, places like Montana, I'm sure you could still get a job pretty easily. I had always got a job very easy in Montana. Like, I could, there's been times where I found a job in less than a day. And that was from going from one city to another. Out here, they're like, oh, wait, what's wrong with you? You like to travel, and you moved here and here and here. And like, wow, you have no stability. You have no, oh, no, we're not going to take a chance on you. Like, God, this state's fucking, man, that's the problem with liberals, man. I literally, I have not heard one intelligent thing come out of any liberal. Not one. Not one. Like, all they can do, like, they're just so controlled. It's crazy. They blow up and this and that, but I mean, I really challenge someone to find me something that they've done that's actually intelligent, because I sure haven't seen anything. And reading the comments of what they say and stuff on YouTube is like, just, yeah. When was the last time you ever heard a liberal say anything intelligent? You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see what we got here, which is really strange to me because our property taxes is very low. I think this year it's around 400. All of it, house and property. I think it depends on where you live. Yeah. Well, in certain states have recently jacked up their property taxes, like Montana. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly, but I do know it was definitely over $1,000. Definitely. I think it was closer to like 2,000. I don't know exactly. That's like not really my business, but just off of what she was saying, I think it was somewhere around like $2,000 for her property taxes, and she doesn't even own the land. That's just for the house that she has in town. So that's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't know, it might have even been more, but no, I want to say it was right around that like $2,000 mark. Something crazy. I know that. Because I remember when she told me, I was like, what? Like, property taxes out here, if I was able to keep my land and if I had it paid off, my property taxes would only be like, geez, like maybe $100 a year until I build something on it, and then it would go up a little bit. But that's also how poor, not really even just the state, but that's how poor the county is where my land is, that the property taxes is like nothing. It's the poorest county in the state. And it was also like the only piece of land in America that wasn't in the desert that you could get away with RVing on your own land. Like the only piece of property left. I mean, like the only area left. Even other areas out here, you can't really get away with that. So, I mean, you could have an RV out there, but if you were living in it, you wouldn't be able to get away with that. But where my land is, you could. So it's very rare land what I'm trying to finish paying off. And that's why it means so much, because it's like the last of the real settler type of land, settlers, built slow and did what they could, and that's what I am. I'm from Montana. I've lived in Washington. I've lived in Oregon. I've been all around. I'm a settler. I'm someone looking for a place to call home, in a world that has not made me feel at home. So that's why the land is so important to me, because it's like a piece where I feel at home in a world that I've never felt at home. So, I was, I was already, my whole life has been, kind of on the screwed up side since I was a kid. Like I didn't, my differences made it to where, I wasn't like accepted as I should have been. So by like family and stuff. So that's what caused me initially to just be a traveler and try to find my peace in this world. So, and that's what led me to out here and to where my land was. I'm chalking it up as a loss right now because I don't. It's weird, and see, that's weird because our groceries have gone so far down in price. It's amazing, and everything is cheaper here. So yeah, it definitely depends on where you live. As far as just general survival, trying to find jobs, this and that. It really depends on where you live. And that's why I was saying what I said about the liberals, because the places that are ran by liberals have no. It's stupid living anywhere that is like that.